I'm Peter Bois, nationally touring magician.
And I'm Gus Davis, nationally touring game show host.
We don't get regular Saturday nights because we are out performing on the weekends.
That's why Mondays are so special to us. They are our Saturdays.
We will help you get through your Monday by joining us on our Saturday.
Monday is the new Saturday.
Welcome to Monday Club. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Monday! Hello, all you Monday maniacs out there. How you guys doing? My name is Peter Bois. I'm here with my sultry voice mate, Gus Davis. Thank you for being with us on Monday Club. Cheering you up on this Monday, we have Cheers to Motocross News Reporter. Gus is now a mechanic. I am releasing a magic trick to the other magicians. Is that a good idea or bad idea? This week in the news, we talk about a taco in the form of a squirrel with no legs. Gotta listen to that. Here, we're talking about movies big time. Ready Player One, Black Panther, and Monday Club Summer Movie Challenge. Stories from the road, and we're going to teach you some stuff. Welcome to Monday Club. Happy Monday!
Tax season is over. Cheers!
That is one we can cheer right off the bat. Cheers to tax season being over. Hell yeah.
It's good to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I don't know if I remember when I was all bragging in one of my my teachable moments where I was like, I put on a giant face mask and mowed my grass, and that way I wouldn't get any allergies.
Yeah, you were pretty high on your high lawnmower.
I was
about
pretty
that.
on my high horse. Yeah. Well, allergies snuck around and just tried to murder me this week too. So I'm dealing with a sore throat. So Monday Club, if you hear me acting strange or sounding like I'm a Muppet, it's because I'm fighting through this sore throat and allergies. But I'm happy to see you, man, and I'm happy to be here in the Monday Club tree fort.
Yeah, it's the extra sultry voice today. You got the extra rasp.
That's right. That's right, kids.
Yes.
Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
Don't smoke. It's bad for your voice.
Don't be like me. Oh, that sucked.
So in that note, let's cheers. What are we cheersing to? We're cheersing to motocross. But
Oh my God.
specifically, motocross reporter.
Yeah, did you watch this video?
Yeah, I'm so glad you send me these videos. Every time I get a Gus video in my Facebook Messenger, I get giddy with excitement because I know someone's either being embarrassed or they're doing something incredibly awesome. And this actually is both at once.
Yeah, it kind of is. So here's the thing, Monday Club. This is one of those videos. It's a very short video. It's like 10 seconds long. And I've watched this video on repeat probably 15 or 20 times in a row, and every time it gets funnier.
Yes.
So here's how it starts out. It starts off with this really cute, nice-looking reporter just doing her job. She's out there in the field at a motocross motorcycle racing.
Looks like she's on the track. She's where
she's
they're
on the
racing.
off-road track.
And let's point out she's wearing a very clean, nice white tank top.
Nice white tank top. She has like a business skirt on. She's dressed nice for this interview, and she's interviewing some motorcycle star, right?
Yeah.
And so the interview goes fine.
And
he's
he's actually like in the middle. It seems like he just finished a race. He's on his bike still. He's got his helmet on. He's got his goggles.
His GoPro.
Yeah, and he's just sitting like badass straddling his bike. Like, yeah, I just freaking jumped 20 cars with one rev. And this reporter seems like she's pretty excited to talk. A little excited to talk to this motocross star.
This superstar, right?
Maybe cute motocross star too.
Maybe one doesn't know, but one could assume.
Yes,
sure. And then everything goes wrong because then they clearly finish the interview. She says, well, thanks for spending time with me. He says, oh, thanks for interviewing me. He turns around, revs his bike, and takes off down the track, as he does. because he's on a bike.
And she's just watching him very lovingly, we'll say, maybe.
Sure. It
Friendship
looks
or
like
other
there's
loving
some...
eyes.
Right, correct. And then a tsunami of mud from his back tires just covers her from head to toe in black, just the foulest kind of mud that you can possibly... It's like pigpen mud. It's like cartoon mud just gets sloshed all over her as he takes off on his motorcycle.
And you know the guys who invented slow motion? You know those guys back in the day? They invented the slow motion. And it was for this exact moment in the future. Because they replay it. And they catch her face just going from all excited and smiley and cute to what the...
Well, and because they play it again in slow motion, you can see that this event, this terrible, tragic event, happens faster than her brain can calculate, because she's still lovingly smiling as black mud covers her and like gets in her mouth, gets in her eyes, and then very slowly you can see her it all catching up and her turning her head and just trying to run away from the tsunami of mud that's covering her up.
That's true. She does have a face full of mud, and she's still smiling very kindly.
Her brain and her actual surroundings have to get back in sync. Anyway, it is definitely worth a watch, and it is one of those things where, everything just goes from good to bad in 0.003 seconds. Young lady reporter out there, I'm sure somebody sent you down there as part of your job. You did a great job. It's not your fault, and I'm just glad that somebody was recording this wonderful, wonderful moment. So here's to you, motocross interviewer chick. Cheers.
Cheers. Man. This week, I'm feeling a little tired today. Just kind of one of those days you wake up and you don't want to face the world. You just want to put the covers over your head and go watch Terminator 2 or something like that.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
And so on this Monday, I have some coffee in my official Monday Club mug, and I threw a little Bailey's in there. Give it a little kick in the ass.
You know what's funny, Pete Bois, is this Monday I am sitting here, and like I said, I have a sore throat. I'm trying to doctor that and self-medicate. So I, too, have my Monday Club mug. I, too, have coffee in there, and I, too, poured a pretty healthy bit of Bailey's in there. So we're drinking the same thing, buddy. Cheers again.
Yeah, that deserves it. Wow, that's pretty impressive. We are on the same page today. Yeah,
it
caffeine
really is.
Just needs to go into my veins and perk.
There's something lovely about drinking caffeine and also drinking alcohol at the same time. It's like the yin and yang of alcoholism.
Yeah, that's true, because one kind of brings you down a little, like relaxes you, and one perks you right back up.
That's right. It's like it's the manic depressive drink.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this week and all weeks of Monday Club. We have 56 other episodes. If you're just joining us on episode 57, make sure you check out all our episodes. Thank you so much for listening. Check us out on iTunes. Give us a little love and rating up there. That always helps grow the club, because that's what we want to do. We want to grow the club. So tell a friend about Monday Club so they can join. We'll put additions onto our clubhouse. We don't mind. We'll build them. We know how to use digital nails to build our digital clubhouse here. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter on our website. That's very important, because we have special bonus content coming only to newsletter sign up ease. Is that the word? I think it is. So
totally English.
Yes. So yeah, we have some special members-only content, and you have to be a member by being on our newsletter. Go to our website, mondayclubpodcast.com. Put your first name and email address, and we'll send you a little confirmation email. You confirm your email, and you're in. Also, if you want to buy us a drink, sometimes people like to buy us a drink at the bar, so you can buy us a drink at Monday Club. All you have to do is PayPal us what you want us to buy with the amount of money for it. mondayclubpodcast@gmail.com. PayPal to that email address, and we will go out. We'll buy that drink. We'll try it on air and give you a shout out. So, and thank you very much in advance. And we'll also thank you post-vance as well. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram, Monday Club Podcast. And we're also on Spotify and YouTube. So there are so many ways you can be part of the club.
I want to reiterate what my esteemed co-host here said about signing up for that newsletter. On our last episode of Monday Club, mentalist Johnny Zavant was our special guest, and he told a story that made me laugh so hard, I'm going to be honest, I peed a tiny bit. I was laughing so hard. And we unfortunately had to cut that story in our last episode. But we're going to add that story to the bonus content that we put on our newsletter that you have to subscribe for. So make sure you go to MondayClubPodcast.com, sign up for our newsletter, and get to listen to that story as well. Let us know what you think. It is definitely not something you should listen around kids to, but it is, oh my God, one of the best travel stories I've ever heard in my life.
Well, kids might be able to relate to it very well.
That's true. That's true. Actually, that's very true.
Yeah. Man, I was saying how it's one of those Mondays, and this Monday I woke up, and you ever wake up and you take a shower and you go to your underwear drawer and the cupboard was bare?
Oh, no.
And
yeah.
you had to just
terrible.
reach into the dirty hamper and pull out a pair of dirty underwear and throw them on. That's what happened today. That's the type of day I'm having today.
Oh, man, buddy. I'm so sorry. Because we both travel so much, laundry is the bane of my existence because there's so many times where either I'm only home long enough to do a load of laundry so I can hit the road again with my normal travel clothes, or I'm coming in off the road and I've got nothing but my second or third tier clothes in the closet, and you have to kind of figure out how you're going to manage your week without your normal clothes. So,
yeah,
dude, I totally hear that.
When you reach into the dirty hamper, right, do you do the smell test?
I'm going to be honest with you. No, I have different levels of clothes in the hamper. There's just the immediate, I just took them off and threw them in the hamper, which means they're probably good. There's the I loaded into a show, and so these got sweated through. So those get kind of I intentionally put those towards the bottom so I don't just accidentally grab one of those if I'm just throwing on some clothes to go check the mail or something like that. And then there's I wore it for a couple of hours, but I didn't bother hanging them up. So they're in the dirty clothes area, but they're not they're just visiting. They're not technically part of the dirty clothes nation.
You're the most organized hamper I've ever heard. You have compartments in your hamper for different levels of dirtiness?
No,
that's incredible.
No. Let me be very clear. I don't actually have different compartments. They're all still touching each other.
Oh.
But they are in different sections. I mean, I do section them off. But, I mean, if someone's really freaked out about, like, oh, well, they're touching, yeah, they are. But I know where they are. I know what they are. I know which nation they belong to.
Yeah, okay. See, I just mine was a lotto system. I just reach my hand in, mix them all up, pull out a pair of unders, smell test. Doesn't smell too bad. Throw them on.
Oh my God! That's
preferably,
hilarious.
they're not the ones that I laughed and peed in the night before.
Oh, dude. So, man, this is a very rough transition, but I want to tell you about this. Remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking to you about social media and how I just randomly put on social media that I was looking for a new pillow, and within 2 days, somebody who'd seen that post literally just drove to my house and brought me a brand new pillow?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to do a follow-up on that real quick.
So you're going to say how you're looking for a new car now? See what happens?
not a bad idea. No, so one, I want to thank my friend Peter the Adequate again for bringing me a brand new pillow that he really enjoys, and for bringing that to my house. That was super sweet, and it was such an awesome part of my experience on social media. My follow-up to that is I did not enjoy that pillow at all, and need a. I'm still in the market for a new pillow, so I'm going to go back through that feed and find a. There was 3 main suggestions from people as to what pillows they use that they really like.
Right, you just brushed over a really important part. This guy bought a pillow for you, drove to your house. Yep. This pillow came with instructions. It wasn't just out of the box pillow ready to sleep on.
Yeah.
And now you're not going to use. How did you break the news to this guy?
Over our podcast this week. No, man. Bryce likes this pillow, so I'm gonna let him use it, and it's gonna be one of those really nice, fancy guest pillows that we're gonna have on the guest bed. But it's just I am not a fan of foam pillows. That's what I've learned. That for a little while at night they're very comfortable, but the foam just gets under my neck and feels like it's a brick under my neck, and I just can't deal with foam. So at least I know what I don't like, right?
That's a good thing. I sleep with a foam pillow at home.
Yeah. I think maybe there's too long of a learning curve process for me for foam pillows. Like if I gave it longer, maybe it would work. But the first night was fine. The second and third night and fourth night, I just woke up with a headache. So that. But quick extra follow up to that is that I'd been talking about this whole pillow situation for a while, and at Extendicare for my son, he spent an extra, like the entire after school trying to help out in this situation. So Pete, I don't know if you can see this, buddy. I'll take another picture of this and post it. But do you see that pillow right there?
The red one?
Yeah, the red one with a bow.
Yeah.
My son made that for me in his aftercare at school so that I could have a pillow that was a good pillow.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know, right? So my son made a pillow for me, and that was like the best possible finale to my pillow woes on this trip.
Is it filled with foam?
It's filled with rags, and I'm sure there's like it's all stapled and hot glued together. But the thought was super sweet. So Bryce, if you ever listen to this someday, buddy, thanks again. Daddy really appreciates it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know, right?
So nice. That is so nice. My kid screams at me and kicks me in the balls.
Well, you'll get there, buddy. One day you'll get there. Just
we're in the middle of the twos right now. So, oh man, so big news!
Hit me.
I am releasing my very first magic trick to the magic world, to the magic community, and I'm nervous.
Wait.
Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Give yourself a big Monday Club round of applause on that one. There you go, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? Let me ask you this: how are you self-releasing it? Are you releasing it just on your own and advertising it? Are you going through a magic dealer? What are you doing?
I will be self-producing it and then selling it to wholesalers. Or selling it to retailers at wholesale, I guess, or other wholesalers at below wholesale.
All right. So knowing that a lot of magicians out there are what's the word I'm looking for? Assholes. Are you prepared for all the flack that you're going to get and all the praise?
So are you telling me that releasing a magic trick is like being asked to be kicked in the balls?
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I hope as long as there's 51% praise over 49% crap, I'll be okay with my self-esteem. But yeah, I guess I'm okay. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. We'll see. I don't know. What are they going to do to me? Just destroy me in the in comments and
yeah, dude. Like, man. For those of you who have never either released a magic trick or been on magic forums, there are just I don't know why magicians are so quick to point out like, oh, well, that's just a copy of this, and it was released in Tarbell in 1962 or whatever. It just seems to me like every time I've ever read a forum or a comment section on almost any magic trick, it's just been filled with haters on there. So I guess my only really advice to you, buddy, is just don't listen to any of that stuff. Or if you do listen to it, be like Brushwood and comment back on it just being overly nice.
That's true. I'm not on any of those forums at all. I don't partake in any of the bickering that happens on the cafe, as they say. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I probably won't even hear about it. They'll probably be talking behind my back because I won't know what it's all about. Yeah. As long as I sell enough to make a couple bucks, I'll be happy.
Okay, cool. Well, when it comes out, we will certainly support it and promote it here on Monday Club. That'd be awesome.
Thanks, man. I look forward to being able to tell you more about it. And but until that time, I will. That is the last word I say of it until we release.
All right. Well, we're all pulling for you, buddy. And again, just haters are gonna hate, man. Just haters are gonna hate, and that's just something you're gonna have to either deal with or just shake off and be like, whatevs. It's gonna as long as there's $5 in my pocket, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I don't rely on income from the magic world and stuff like that. So, this is just kind of more of a fun project that might make a couple bucks, and I'm just trying to get more YouTube followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, having your goals set like that is a pretty good way to be too, because you're like, it's not like this is going to take food on or off my table. It's just it's a means to an end.
Yeah. Guys. So you're saying have your goals the bar set real low, so when you get really disappointed.
No, man. I'm pulling for you, man. I hope you make $1 bajillion. I think it's important to not be like, I know people who have released things and had entire tour dates and a whole battle plan scheduled around tricks that they were releasing, and jerk magicians derailed that for one reason or another. So don't. It's good to hear that you're like, man, I'm going to be fine no matter what, and I'm just excited to start this process.
Cool. Thanks for the advice, man.
Yeah, I hope it's helpful, and I'm really rooting for you, buddy. You know I am. I'll break people's knees if they start talking shit on Magic Cafe.
Nice. Maybe I'll have to sign up just to see what they say.
Oh my God, it's terrible. God, I hate that website so much. Hey, on that note, this weekend I tried to do something brand new to me anyway. A friend of mine and I were talking about how I needed new brakes on my car, and he was like, "Hey, man, we can just do it. Like, come over to my house and we'll just redo your brakes." I was like, yeah, how hard could it be? The answer is it's not that hard. It's really, when I look back on, was it difficult? It was not very difficult to do. That being said, it is totally out of my comfort zone to take my car apart and just figure things out with YouTube videos and instructions.
Yeah, because if you end up with more parts when you put it back together, like extra parts, or you don't.
Oh, and I did.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. Like redoing my brakes, I ended up with the IKEA syndrome, where I looked down when I was all said and done, and there's like 4 metal clips that were just sitting there, and I was like, I mean, I'm sure those didn't go anywhere important.
Oh man, it's only my brakes.
It's only my brakes.
Just stops me before I hit that oncoming
and I've
freight
got
train.
4 of them. How bad could it be? Anyway, yeah, it was very scary. Tires are pretty heavy. and we replaced my calipers on my front two tires, which were also heavy and leaked brake fluid and all kinds of stuff like that. So it was definitely challenging. That being said, I am so glad I did it, and I'll talk about this actually more in teachable moments, but I'm really, really glad I did it, and it was very educational. Like, to me, before doing that, and I know this makes me sound like not anywhere near proficient at life, but brakes were magical. I just really didn't understand how they worked, and so taking redoing my pads and my calipers and stuff like that, and my rotors made me really see how all of that worked in the car system. And again, it's not super complicated. It's just a couple of clips, a couple of bolts, pop some things in, and you're done. It's really not that hard. But that was my I got another punch in my man card right there.
Hey, you got it now? Here, we'll give you a punch right in the man card. Right there. Wow,
Thanks,
that's
buddy.
incredible. You're almost up to
man.
10 visits.
That's right. One more and I get a free mani-pedi.
Oh, man. That last time I worked on my car, I do put I was going to say dishwashing liquid into the...
And you fail.
Yeah. I put windshield wiper fluid into the reservoir. That's about as far as my car... last time I worked on it was with a bunch of friends. It was my very first car. The starter broke, and we spent, I don't know, we spent like 8 hours, a 30 rack of beer, and like 3 large pizzas trying to get this thing back into my car, and it was ridiculously hard. And when that happened, I told myself, I'm never working on my car again. This is ridiculous.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man, I don't know when that was. It sounds like that was your first car, but because of YouTube, it has gotten a lot easier to work on your cars. Like, there are specific video detailed instructions on how to do it, because there's one spot where I just got stuck. I was like, I don't know how to make this work because things weren't fitting back the way they were supposed to. So I just looked it up on YouTube, and there was a guy there who's like, hey man, is this not fitting? Here's what's wrong. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Thanks, YouTube guy.
Did they have a YouTube video saying 4 extra clips? This is where they go.
No, but I did figure out where those clips went because I was super nervous about this entire process, and so I didn't want to drive away with these 4 metal clips just sitting off to the side. And so I called the AutoZone or the Advanced Auto Parts where I got all of the stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I've got 4 extra clips here. Do you know where they're supposed to go? Do I have to take all of this stuff off?" And the guy was like, "No, man, that caliper fits like 2 or 3 other different kinds of cars, and those cars have different connection points. So they just throw in the hardware for whatever different for the variety of cars that this particular caliper fits. And so don't worry about it. You're cool for those not being in there." And I was like, "Whew, good," because I sure did put everything back together and look down, and there's these 4 metal bits just sitting down here. It's like, I don't know where these go.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, man, thanks.
This week in the news.
Holy crap, you found the cutest squirrel taco in the world.
I did.
Oh,
and it definitely looks like a squirrel taco.
I know. It looks like he's got a little tortilla, and his head's coming out of the end of the tortilla. And now it's just terrible because you're supposed to eat that now.
Right. So, Monday Club, as you know, in This Week in the News, we try to find news that brightens your day and not depress you. And so this week in the news, I was looking at oddities out there, and here's what happened. A squirrel was found in a squirrel trap. It had gotten its front legs caught in a squirrel trap, and so the doctors found it and rushed it to a hospital. They had to amputate the squirrel's front legs, and then because they're doctors. Oh, I should also say that this happened in, is it Batman, Turkey?
Batman, Turkey. Yes, that is.
Did you know there was a place called Batman Turkey?
No, and this is what I was going to talk about because screw the squirrel there because
Right.
there's a place where you can live in Batman.
You can live Batman.
What?
That's exactly right. I know. Anyway, so in Batman Turkey, the squirrel's front legs got caught. They had these doctors found it. It was rushed to a hospital. The doctors amputated the squirrel's front two legs. Well, a squirrel without front legs isn't going to make it very far in life. And so these doctors, I shouldn't laugh, but these doctors basically they wrapped the squirrel up in what looks like a tortilla, what is actually more accurate to be like if you break your arm and you get your arm in an arm brace, they wrapped it in that and then attached skateboard front wheels
Like,
in it.
like Barbie doll skateboard front wheels. Like this is like Tony Hawk style, little tiny fingerboard with front wheels.
Yeah, it looks like a fingerboard. That's exactly right. It looks like a fingerboard was attached to the front of this squirrel wrapped up as a taco. And so it just pushes itself along with its back two legs and just skateboards.
Oh man, and it is really cute.
It is.
And we
It's a
know
very
that
cute squirrel.
the people who live in Batman are very compassionate people.
Yeah, the article ends by saying, while the squirrel is still trying to get used to its new mobility, it can at least feed itself now. So I can just imagine this cute, brown, furry taco squeaking and wheeling its way across the floor over to like a bowl full of food. Anyway, you should check out this article. It'll be in the notes as well. And really, you should just check it out for the picture of this squirrel. It is the cutest squirrel with just some wheels stapled to the bottom.
Did you watch the little video that went with it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
see-
you could see it like going around the office on his little skateboard, and his little wheel has a spring in it. It has a little shock absorber. That's pretty advanced stuff for squirrel wheels.
It's a robo squirrel. Oh my god. Well, I think that deserves a cheers too. So here's to you, robo squirrel. Good luck to you.
Dude, I just watched Ready Player One. Have you seen the movie?
I have not seen the movie. I've read the book twice. I freaking love the book.
Yes, you were the one who recommended to Monday Club read the book, and so I did. And I loved the book too. I thought it was an amazing book. And so I was out in Minnesota last week, and it was probably one of the most expensive movies I ever went to see. So I was actually staying in St. Paul, but the closest movie theater was, I don't know, 7 miles away. So I had to take like a $15 Uber to get to the movie, and I was going to go with friends, but they totally bailed on me. So screw you guys.
Yeah.
And then so I took like a $15 Uber to get there, and then of course I had to buy popcorn and a blue icy but
All right, so you're up to about $45 now.
yeah, and but they did have reclining seats, which was nice.
Nice.
And so I watched, and then I had to take the Uber back. So it was like a plus tip. So $60 movie,
Just for one person.
$60 movie. Yeah, that was about.
Was
right.
it in 3D? Did you see the movie in 3D?
No, I don't like watching movies in 3D.
Oh, I hate 3D movies.
I
don't
think
get me started.
I get a little headache, but that's besides the point. It doesn't add to the movie for me. I just want I want the artifice to go away. And
there's only been one movie that I've ever seen that was worth watching in 3D, and that was the original Avatar movie with the blue aliens and the Na'vi and all that stuff. That movie was slightly enhanced by it being in 3D with certain of their scenes. But every movie I've ever seen that was in 3D was darker than the normal movies, so I had to strain a little bit to see all the details, and it detracted from the movie. All of the parts that were in 3D with something coming out at you seemed contrived and fake. So, and it always cost $10 extra to see the movie. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm out on 3D movies.
Yeah. So I liked the movie. I thought it was a good, solid movie, but I didn't love the movie. I wasn't. Now, it sounds awful because every time you read a book and then watch the movie the book is based off of, the book is always better because they can't compete with your own imagination. What happens in my head is the greatest of all time to me because I made it up, you know? I created these characters based off of what this book is telling me. And so I know that going in to see movies about books, but I think this goes a little bit beyond because they changed some plot points that I thought made the story better. And so I wasn't really on board with 100% with all their choices they made. For example, do you mind me spoiling something for you?
No, go ahead.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Jump to 37 minutes and 52 seconds if you don't want Ready Player One spoiled for you. You have been warned.
So I feel like they didn't do enough character building of the kid, right? Of Wade in the beginning because it just seemed like they just jumped right into the search for the first key. And it was a 2.5-hour movie. It didn't even feel that long. So, I mean, it was a solid movie if you've never seen the book before. But they completely changed the race, the Easter egg hunt for the keys. And he got the first key, and I was like, wait a second. That's not anything close to how it was supposed to get the first key. It was just, I feel like some of the, they couldn't get some of the trademarks squared away. They couldn't get some of the rights to show all the, because they reference a lot of 80s references and movies and 80s culture. So I feel like they had to gloss over a lot of that, actually. And some people said it was too much. I didn't think it was enough because that was some of the charm of the movie to me. It was just unadulterated, like, we're throwing this in here because we like it, and we're the author, so screw you guys, you know? So, yeah, I wasn't too convinced. And then they totally changed the ending of the story. Completely different ending. Same result, but completely different way to get there. So
I have a new way that I've decided I'm going to think about movies when I go to see them, especially movies that are based on books that I like. And this is true for The Dark Tower. It's true for The Martian. It's true for Ready Player One and any Wrinkle in Time. Like any of these movies that are coming out that are based on works of fiction, written fiction that I actually enjoy. I'm going to go into these movies not hoping to see on screen what I had in my imagination about those books, but instead go into it thinking to myself, I'm going to a Disneyland theme park where the theme park is based on the concepts that were put forth in the books. And that way, I'm not disappointed by the work itself. I'm able to look at the work itself and be like, oh, this is fun. It's reminding me of how much fun I had reading the book instead of trying to compare it back and forth to the book. Does that make sense to you?
That's actually how I go in watching movies about books, and that's the way I went in for this movie, but I couldn't get over how much they changed it. And I'm okay with the occasional changing a plot point to make it more cinematic for the movie, but I feel like they just made too many big changes for me to appreciate it. To give it 2 thumbs up. I'll give it 1 thumb up. If you've never read the book, you're going to have a really good time. It's a good movie. But if you've read the book, you'll probably go, it was good.
Was it visually exciting?
Yeah, it was a beautiful movie. Beautiful.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Cool. Anything else? Any other movies you want to talk about?
I finally saw Black Panther.
And you better get this right.
And I loved it.
There you go. All right, good job. Good job, man.
I thought it was great. One of the best Marvel movies.
The end of Monday Club right there. All right, man.
I mean, I don't know what order they're in, but it's in the top 5 Marvel movies, definitely.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. If you
maybe
haven't
top
seen Monday
3.
Club, yeah, I think it is one of Marvel's best movies. I think they treated the subject matter of Black Panther, of the continent of Africa and all of the people contained within, and mixed in some social justice themes in our own country here in America exceptionally well and with very good taste. And it was visually amazing. So yeah, two very large thumbs up for Black Panther.
And yes, all those things are extremely important. To me, the most important part of any movie is the story. And I thought the story was fantastic. The characters were amazing. I was hooked into every character. I felt for them, even the villain. Hey, we knew who the villain was, a.k.a., we knew,
right.
we know where the villain was coming from, why we were supposed to hate him but love him at the same time. And
right.
It was everything was well done. You had really
exactly.
good characters.
You and I have talked about this.
Really good plot.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this in comparison to the Justice League movie, and if you're going to have a superhero movie and you're going to have somebody that they're against, a bad guy of some sort, the best bad guys in any media, the best bad guy is the kind of bad guy that your heroes are against. But the bad guy isn't just bad guy from on high. The bad guy is somebody who has a perspective and a point of view, and you can tell that from their point of view, they're doing the right thing. They're not just being evil because they're wearing the black cloak. Like, they're doing what they're doing for a reason. And I thought that was one of the reasons why this bad guy was very, very good in this story.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that just sets me up for Infinity Wars coming at the end of the month. So I'm super pumped.
Oh my God, Marvel and Disney and Star Wars are all the same. Do you know that those are all the same company?
Yeah, that's when I realized that I bought shares of Disney.
Yeah, do you realize?
Because I'm trying to get some of my money back.
Do you realize that it's totally possible? Like, it's totally possible for their legal department to make a movie like The Incredibles or something like that, right? And have The Incredibles get in a spaceship and fly to a far, far distance out in space and battle the Guardians of the Galaxy and crash land on a planet and find Luke's old lightsaber. Like, all of those things could happen in the same universe without having to do too much legal shifting around. That's amazing.
That is amazing. I hope they never do that.
I hope they never do it too, but man, that would be amazing.
I'm glad they own them so I can go experience all those movies at Disney World one day. That'd be...
Well, Monday Club, we love you guys, and we want to make sure that you guys can play along with us. So we have a brand new challenge. So because we love movies so much, we have the Summer Movies 2018 coming up. I went through the summer movies that are coming up, the top predicted releases. So we're not talking about some of the crappier movies or limited release movies that are coming up. We're talking about the summer blockbusters that are supposed to go out. And we're going to play a game. And Monday Clubbers, you guys can participate in this game as well. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say the date that the movie is going to be released, the movie. We're going to give it a prediction of if it's going to be good or bad and why. And then we're going to predict the Rotten Tomatoes percentage score. Then on August 15th, we're going to take the cumulative scores of all of these movies, add them up, and whichever one of us is closest to the actual score will be the winner of this challenge. The loser of this challenge, and we'll check in as the months go by, but the loser of this challenge has to watch 3 movies that you, the Monday Club audience, pick for the loser. So I don't care if that's Tremors or Gremlins or Sharknado 3, whatever you want to pick, or A Knight's Tale, whatever you want to pick, they have to prove that they watched that movie, and it's going to be voted by you. So Pete, you ready to do this, man?
I'm ready to do this. Yes.
All right, I'm super stoked because this is going to be so fun. All right, we'll make notes on our own about what we think the percentage is going to be. But the first movie coming up, well, I'm going to start the summer movies starting off on good old 420 on April 20th. The movie Super Troopers is coming out. Super Troopers 2 is coming out. Pete, I'm excited about this movie. I love Super Troopers 1.
I couldn't agree more. I love Super Troopers 1. I think it's hilarious to coming out on 420, and I've been looking forward to seeing this. I remember when they were doing a Kickstarter for Super Troopers 2. I think I might have donated a couple bucks to it.
My secret, I guess, secret thing that Super Troopers inspired in me is there's a scene in there where they're doing shots of pancake syrup.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, me and my friends tried to recreate that scene and do shots of pancake syrup. I think I got through like 2 or 3 shots of pancake syrup at a Waffle House one time, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can feel my heart beating in my nose. I have to stop this."
It's like 1,000 calories a shot.
Yeah. Okay. So, Super Troopers 2. Are you going to say yay or nay? Good movie or bad movie?
I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think I'm going to love it. I think they're going to knock it out of the park. We've been waiting very long time for Super Troopers 2, and they've had a good amount of time to think about how to forego the stories of the troopers in Vermont.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be really good. What's your? I'm going to say I think it's going to be really funny. What's your prediction on Rotten Tomatoes? And I will tell you that Super Troopers 1 has a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, see, that's throwing a wrench into this because we went and looked up some comparisons, and like you said, 35% for the first one. So I have to think. I mean, sequels always do worse. That's the thing. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be. It's probably can't do. Probably not better than Super Troopers 1, but I wasn't expecting 35% for Super Troopers 1, so I'm going to be optimistic.
Okay,
and I'm going to go
all right.
39%.
39%. Okay, all right. I'm going to say that it's going to blow the first one out of the water on Rotten Tomatoes and be at 49%.
All right, that's a big leap. Very nice.
I know.
I hope it's true. I hope I'm wrong on this one.
All right. Next one, we'll keep it moving. The next one is Avengers Infinity War is coming out. This is the culmination of the Phase 3 of Marvel's project since Iron Man 1 in 2008. Culminates right here with the Avengers Infinity War. I think it's going to be a huge blockbuster. It's coming out on the heels of Black Panther. I think it's going to be an epically huge movie. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be better than Age of Ultron, which, by the way, got 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's going to be better than Age of Ultron, and I think it's going to be... I'm going to put it at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's a bold one. All right, 95%. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's hard to beat the Black Panther 97%. And I'm going to go, there's been so much build up for this Infinity War movie that I still think it's going to be amazing, but people's hopes and dreams have built up so much. There's going to be a small selection of people that are going to be disappointed with it, as always, and be the haters.
Yeah.
So I'm going with 92%.
92. Okay. Fair. All right. Next one is coming out on May 18th. This is Deadpool 2. Deadpool 1 was Ryan Reynolds at his absolute best. It was Marvel's first R-rated movie, and they had to actually dial it back to make it an R-rated movie. It got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think they're just getting started with this Deadpool character. Ryan Reynolds was born to play this role. I think it's going to be an epically good movie. I think it's going to go all the way up to 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that is a bold prediction. I think, they got a budget this time. But that doesn't always mean they could do well with it. 83. I'm gonna say it's gonna be around the same. I'm going 85%. I don't think it's gonna do much better than before.
All right. I don't know why. I'm banking that these sequels are going to do better than the originals, with the exception of this one that's about to come up, I should say. Because on May 25th, Solo, a Star Wars story, is coming out. It has already gotten so much hate on the internet that there's just no way it's going to do well on Rotten Tomatoes. Rogue One, which I thought Rogue One was great. I guess Rogue One is one of those Star Wars franchise movies that you're either going to love or hate. I was one of the people who loved that movie. A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie ever made.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
It only got 85% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Right, and I've read a lot of the Star Wars blogs and stuff like that, and people freaking hated that movie. So just from the trailers, I'm going to say that this movie is going to get a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. I am slightly more optimistic, or a bit more. I'm going to go, it's obviously not going to even get close to Rogue One, but I'm going to go 53%.
53? Are you going to say it's going to be a good movie or a bad movie?
I think it's going to be a good movie. I think I'm going to like it. I don't think it's going to be an amazing artistic achievement as Rogue One was. But I think it's going to be a fun, adventurous movie. And I think that's what Han Solo is all about, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say that it's not going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be like... I think Solo, a Star Wars story, is going to be the Suicide Squad of the Star Wars franchise.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too, man. I really do, because such great characters. But that's my prediction on this one. All right, the next one is a little bit different. On June 8th, we've got Ocean's 8 coming. Ocean's 8 is a prequel to Ocean's 11, I believe.
It's a prequel?
And it stars in all... I don't know. I'm going to take that back. Ocean's 8 is the next movie in the Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13 franchise, and it's a recasting. So instead of using all of the original cast, this is an all-female group for the Ocean's franchise.
Is Sandra Bullock Danny Ocean's sister?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay. I think that might be why they're Oceans again.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that would make sense. Yeah, that would totally make sense. So I don't know what we have to compare this one on. I don't think we can compare it to another Ocean's movie in the Ocean's franchise because it doesn't use the original cast. The closest we can think of is maybe Ghostbusters as a reboot with an all-female cast. So Ghostbusters got a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. What's your pick on this one?
Yeah, that's tough. Ocean's 13 got 70%, 73% for the Ghostbusters reboot. I think it's going to be in there. I think there'll be a bunch of woman haters out there say, why you messing with my Ocean's 13 men class? I just want to see men rob things. What is going on? And so, but I think they're going to do a great job. I have kind of a soft spot for Sandra Bullock. She's, since Speed. That was...
Oh, yeah.
Speed? That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go 75%.
75.
Because I think it's going to do better than the Ghostbusters because there will be more people used to seeing women in movies.
Okay, all right.
That was supposed to be a little funny there.
Are you gonna say it's gonna be a good movie or a bad movie?
I think it's gonna be a good movie. It looks good. I saw a preview for it when I was at Ready Player One. I think it'll be right in line with all the Ocean's movies.
Okay, I agree that I think it's going to be a good movie. I also agree that all of those haters of your brand new magic trick that you're going to release are also going to see this and hate on it, or not even see it, just hate on it. And I'm going to say 62.
Ooh,
62%.
We got a big spread on that one.
Yeah. All right. Continuing on. Next movie is something I don't even want to. I don't want to tip the scale or tip my hand, but coming out on June 15th, Incredibles 2 is coming out. Incredibles 1 is arguably the best superhero movie of all time.
I've never seen Incredibles.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Seriously. I should do some homework on that, huh?
You now have a collective Monday Club challenge, and that is you have to watch Incredibles 1. It is epically good, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, it is epically good. It made me laugh out loud several times. Incredibles 1 has a 97% rating on
that's going to be tough
Rotten
to beat.
Tomatoes. Yeah, I don't think it's going to beat that. No.
They're not,
I don't think it's
going to
beat that.
Actually,
I'm going to say it's going to be a great movie. Great. Like, better than good. And I'm going to say it's going to... I'm going to say it's going to get 96.
Wow.
96%. I know.
I think when you have such a hit as Incredibles 1, it seems, since I haven't seen it, you can never live up to it. So I don't think it's going to... It's not going to break 90. I'm going to go 88.
88. Okay. All right. It's still you're still saying it's going to be good, just not as good.
Yeah, because people are expecting amazing, something that they could never deliver.
Right.
What did I say?
Okay.
86?
You said 88. Okay. 88. Yeah. Okay, the next one is a good segue from that last one because on June 22nd, we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
They're still making Jurassic Parks after
Jurassic.
Wow.
I don't know why. I think they just know that they've got an automatic fan base and kids are going to be bored and they're going to go see this movie. Jurassic World was fine. I think Jurassic World, the Lego video game, is better than the actual movie of Jurassic World. Jurassic World 1 got 71%. I'm gonna say that this one looks crappy. The premise is ridiculous. The premise of this movie is that the island that these dinosaurs are marooned on is a volcano, and the volcano is gonna erupt and kill all the dinosaurs. And our heroes from the first movie decide that it's worthwhile to go back to an island filled with dinosaurs and an erupting volcano and try to save as many as they can. Your premise is ridiculous. I'm gonna say this is gonna get a 29 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Look, they went extinct once before. Just let them do it again.
Yep.
I think people like to see people do stupid shit in movies. And people like seeing familiar plots, unfortunately. That's why we get all these... Every freaking movie we've talked about is a sequel or a playoff franchise.
Right.
So people don't like seeing original shit. So I'm going to go, I think it's going to do better than 29. I think it's going to do, it's going to break 50%. I'm going 54.
All right. This is good. This is playing out the way we need to. The only reason why you might be right on this one is because Jeff Goldblum is coming back for this episode.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to go see it, and everyone loves... Jeff Goldblum's a national treasure.
Mm-hmm.
He just is. Then, coming out on July 4th, on the 4th of July, this is the only movie coming out on a Wednesday, by the way, of our entire list. All the other movies are coming out on Fridays, like a normal release. But on July 4th, on the 4th of July... The first Purge is coming up. This is, I think, the third or fourth movie of the Purge franchise. Have you seen any of the Purge movies?
I have not, because I hate the premise. I hate that you have one day to do anything you want and get away with it. Look, if I wanted to go kill someone, I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it because it's illegal. I don't want to kill somebody. Like, I hate the premise. So I'm boycotting this movie. I'm not going to see this movie, but I will still vote on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. All right. Purge. What so you think it's going to be good or bad?
Look, I think they're all bad, and I haven't even seen them. I don't know. So I have no idea. But it's not the last Purge did 53%. I think it's going to be below. I'm going to go 39%.
Yeah, I think this movie is going to be a terrible movie. I think it's just them cashing in on the name The Purge. I think that the last movie that came out sort of hinted that they were going to change the way that The Purge was done and try to end the new founding fathers' hold on power. So they were like, well, how can we continue to make money on this? And they decided, oh, I know, we'll just start at the beginning. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a terrible movie. I'm going to give it an 11
Whoa.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
I may
Yeah.
have totally overshot. I guess I can't change my answer, but
All right. All right, the next movie coming out on July 6th, I'm so excited for this one, is Ant-Man and Wasp.
yes, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So Ant-Man and Wasp is the part 2 of the original Ant-Man movie, and Ant-Man is played by Paul Rudd, who's hilarious, and he made it into the Civil War movie and a couple of other cameos in the Marvel franchise. Look, I think that just based on how well Ant-Man did, which was 82%, not bad, I'm going to say this one falls a little bit short of that. I'm going to say 79% on the scale on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm also going to say it's going to be a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to. I'm going 81%, almost parity with its last one.
Okay, cool. I think that's a fair guess. All right, man. Next, coming up on July 13th, we have the movie Skyscraper coming out. It's another Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson feature action B-rated monster flick. And it's not a monster flick. I should be clear. It's a terrorist situation where he plays a security guard who happens to be a badass because he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't know what to compare this to. Maybe it's to Rampage that just came out. Was that at like 49%, something like that on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a standard Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you go see it, you go see it because you like him, not because you care anything about the 1970s video game that was released. I'm going to say just in line. I'm going to say it's going to be at 50%.
All right, I think it's not going to do as well. I'm going to go with 45%, even there. The last Rock movie I saw was Jumanji, and the new one that came out, and I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
it was
Jumanji
fun.
was great.
It wasn't earth-shattering,
yeah,
but it was
Jumanji was
hilarious. Had a great plot twist with the whole switching bodies thing, and
Yeah.
that was cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of those movies where it's sort of unfortunate for me because I think that The Rock or Dwayne Johnson, I guess, as the actor is concerned, I think he's good enough to break out of this role that he continues to get in as the strong lone wolf. I'm gonna solve it with a good nature, a good heart, and my giant muscles. Anytime he's ever broken out of that specific pigeonhole, I've been like, dude, that dude is got chops. And so I just I hope he can find more roles outside of that little comfort zone box that he's in.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Now, again, nice transition because on July 27th, another movie with a guy who hasn't broken out of this role since the mid-90s is Mission Impossible. It's Mission Impossible Fallout, starring our friend Mr. Tom Cruise.
I think Tom Cruise is the craziest man in the world, but I've never seen a bad movie by Tom Cruise. I love going to see Tom Cruise movies. I'll go pay money to see him act in anything, and he doesn't age at all. He's aged like 4 days since the first Mission Impossible.
I mean, that is a good-looking man for his age, and I agree with you, man. That talking to that man, I would walk away from that conversation being like, you are actually nuts. That being said, I will pay my $17.50 to see every movie you're ever in. I think the Mission Impossible franchise has always done me right, with the exception of Mission Impossible 2. That was silly. So, I'm going to say it's going to be a great movie, and I think it's, or at least a fun movie. I'm going to give it a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, I'm going a little bit under. It's going to be a really good movie, 87%.
87. Both of us think we're good. All right, and our final movie of the movie lottery here that we're doing. Look. Every good competition has to have a wild card, and on August 10th, there's a movie coming out called The Meg. Do you know anything about this movie?
I didn't before you mentioned it to me in the show notes, so I went and watched the trailer, and I don't really know what to make of it, actually.
So, Monday Club, this is a monster movie about a giant megalodon that they find in the oceans. A megalodon is a ginormous shark. It's
Prehistoric.
like a prehistoric shark.
They're
So
supposedly
it doesn't exist.
extinct, yeah.
Right. And just imagine a skyscraper on its side in the water with teeth. That's what they make this megalodon out to look like. I think... I don't know what to compare it to except for another monster movie that came out. I'm going to compare it to maybe Piranha 3D, which came out in, 2010. That got 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. Look, Jaws did really well. It's going to be the end of the summer. There hasn't been any new awesome Marvel or Star Wars movies out in a while. I think it's going to be a bad movie, as in... You're going to watch it and be like, shake your head and be like, that was silly. But I think it's going to get 65% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, you are more hopeful than me. I think it might be slightly fun, like maybe a slight guilty pleasure to some people. But I think it's going to be about 52%.
52.
Yeah,
all right.
I think it's not going to do great.
All right, Monday Club. Well, here's the deal. Do you agree with our choices, our picks, our numbers? If so, let us know. If you disagree strongly, please get in on this pool. We will add all of these up again on August 15th. And again, Pete, remember, the bet here is whoever loses has to watch 3 movies that our Monday Club group picks for us.
And
you in?
I'm in.
Virtual shake?
I'm in. Whatever.
All right.
Virtual shake.
Virtual shake. All right. Oh, my God.
Please make them bad for Gus. Like really terrible movies. Terrible movies.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's move on.
Long, terrible movies. Can we count trilogies as one?
Oh my God! No, it's like your first movie you have to watch is The Hobbit from start to finish. There's 12 hours of my life that I can't get back, or like Trimmers 1 through 6.
Oh man, this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to discovering who wins.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, it's time for Stories from the Road.
Well, I haven't really been on the road a little this week, so don't have much to say. You got any stories?
I just got a quick one, man. I went and did a show for a conference with all community college kids, and they had me do a trivia show at their community college. And one, I want to say that this was one of the nicest audiences I've ever had. It was a really sweet group. But during the show, doing trivia for these community college kids, I got 2 of the funniest answers I have ever gotten during trivia, and I wanted to share those with you. All right. So, the first one is, I said, what holds a horse's shoe onto a horse's hoof? That's the trivia question. Okay?
All right. Should I answer?
Yeah, if you want to, sure.
A nail?
Yeah, nails, horse nails. That's exactly right, or horseshoe nails. The answer I got was hot glue.
What?
And I had to stop the show right there, and I was like, oh my God, I can just imagine like a horse going to a nail salon and being like, girl, my horseshoe is falling off. You need to fix it. Fill this in.
What?
Anyway.
Where was was it in a city? What was this college like city bound?
No. It was kind of like one of our booking conferences specifically for junior colleges.
Oh,
so
okay.
there was people from all over that were at this conference.
Cool. Because I was going to say city folk might not really understand.
No, I get that.
Horses.
I get that, but nope. And also I should say that they had 4 chances to get it right, 4 different people, and not a single person did.
Ouch.
And it just made me laugh. The second one, Pete, I kid you not, this made me guffaw out loud. The question was, who is credited with the invention of the sandwich? And the answer to that is the Earl of Sandwich. Okay, that's who gets the credit for inventing the sandwich. This guy rang in, and with a totally serious face, he was like, "Some woman."
Really?
Yes, and he wasn't being funny. He was trying to answer the question and get 5 points.
Did you
And
laugh?
Oh my god, dude! I doubled over, and it was funny because the audience didn't think it was funny at all. Like if it was one of those deals where he was going for a punchline, it fell completely flat on this audience, which made me laugh even harder.
Why do you
Because there
think-
was that?
Sorry.
Huh?
Oh, why do you think they didn't find it funny? Did they find it so offensive that he thought a woman made a sandwich and called it some woman, or they just didn't?
I think it was because he didn't go for the funny. Like there's a difference between presenting an answer as a joke and presenting an answer as an actual answer. And so if he had gone for, "Am I right, guys? Am I right?" I think it would have been funny. But instead of that, he was like, "Some woman? Did I get it right?" Everyone just turned on him, and so I had to work hard to make people not boo and hate this guy. Anyway, yeah, that's my story from the road, man. I died laughing at those two answers.
Teachable
moments.
I'm going to impart some very useful information to you today. This information is poker oriented on how to play poker. I play in a home game almost every week in my neighborhood. And here's the deal, people. Here's the deal. When you get dealt, you're playing Hold'em. You get two hold cards, and you look down and you peek ace. Here's the deal. Just fold them immediately. Just fold those aces immediately.
When you have pocket aces, you want to fold?
When you get pocket aces, just fold. Because all of a sudden, as soon as you see those two aces, you get, in your head, you think you're unbeatable. And for a second, you are unbeatable, right? Until they come out more cards. Because there's always, especially in a home game, even if you try to push them out pre-flop with a big bet, there's always somebody with like 5 jack, right? Offsuit.
Right.
Who's like, nah. I could, 5 jack could come out on the flop. I'll stay in for $3 to $4 in a $20 buy-in game, and they do. And then guess what happens? 5 jack comes out on the flop, and my aces aren't worth a damn anymore. So there's a lesson to you: just fold the aces. They're giving you false confidence in being a good poker player.
Yeah, you hear that? Pete got hurt real bad on one hand of poker, and that's just coming from a place of pain there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd you end up walking away from this tournament? Did you do okay, or was that how you went out?
I only lost $16.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
The week before I lost 40.
Oof, buddy. All right.
I've been up before though. It's tough. I used to be a really good poker player. I just don't play enough anymore and enough serious games to be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, good advice, man. Good advice. Look, here's my advice, and it goes back to what I did this past weekend with my home car repair. Look, people, I know it's scary taking your car apart. I get that. And touching things that can potentially break your car, like the engine or something like that, I will certainly go to a professional for. But doing my own brakes, I realized that the time I did my brakes before, I took it to the dealership to have them do my brakes, and my brake job ended up costing me something like $1,100. It was ridiculous how expensive this thing was, maybe more than that. And when I got my car back for the first time from the dealership, my car, when I hit the brakes, pulled really hard to one side. When I redid my brakes this time and got under there and looked, I realized what had happened was they had put in a caliper that one of the pistons was messed up. And so for the last 3 years, I've been driving around with my brakes dragging just a tiny bit where they tried to just kind of hammer it in and make it fit. And so it just wasn't done properly. And so being able to put my own eyes on it, I was able to see how it was messed up and how I could fix it. So just don't be scared. It really isn't magic or rocket science. There's only, like I said, 2 bolts or a couple of clips. A socket wrench can take care of everything that you need to do to fix those kind of things. Just don't be scared. Look in, understand how your thing works. It might save you a whole bunch of money someday.
I'm so scared, though.
That's okay.
Man, hey, happy Monday, man.
Hey, happy Monday to you too, Monday Club. I hope you guys shake off your Monday blues, and we will see you next week in our treehouse of Monday Club.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better, even with used underwear on. Thank you guys so much for being part of Monday Club. Check us out, MondayClubPodcast.com, Facebook.com/Monday Club Podcast, Twitter, Monday Club Pod, Instagram, Monday Club Podcast, and email us questions, comments, concerns, buy us a drink, MondayClubPodcast@gmail.com. Join our newsletter, super special, awesome features coming to newsletter signups, MondayClubPodcast.com. Thank you very much, James Caldwell, our sound engineer, to Zach Holder for our music. Go out there and have some coffee and Baileys today, because that's the drink of the day.